Far more interested. This group of people that do his site, they find out stuff about our band before we even do it, and they put it up, and it's great. He pitches in occasionally as well. The other guys are more private. We find our boundaries online, and we kind of stick to those. And the other guys, their boundaries are a little tighter they're a little closer, so they don't go online as much. But let me say real quick though that if anybody, I always put out there to the fans that if they're seeing us anywhere but those places I just mentioned, and obviously including MikeShinoda.com, LincolnPark.com, and our related fan sites and everything, then it's not really us.
And for other musicians that may be listening to this when we see this in the future, what free maintenance tool should they be using as a startup band?
I'm going to answer this question a little bit indirectly, so I'm not going to list three things, but I'm going to tell you something that I promised our audio guy back. The guy who's doing the microphones and everything, he's a producer and a music maker as well. And I promised him I'd talk to you guys about this. I'll tell you one thing that I think is important. And Warner Brothers Records will hate me saying this.
Which means everybody's going to love it, right?
They will hate this because they know it's true. If you are a musician who loves making music and wants to make a living making music, and you can do without the fame aspect, if you can do without the celebrity, don't need to be on a single magazine cover, don't need to have anybody holding you up saying this is somebody in the mainstream that we want to follow, etc. There's absolutely no reason to be with a major label. Period. And I'll tell you why. That's not to knock the major labels. I think Warner Brothers has been, especially on this last album, they've really proven themselves to us. When we had some doubts before this record, we got into this record, they did a great job. We have a great relationship with Warner. We are in a different situation than the person who's just getting started. Now, we were the artists who did not need the fame and that did not need the cover of the magazine, etc., and we still are. But those things help us maintain the level we're at, all that stuff. If you are the person that doesn't need that stuff, start with agoodbandname.com. That's it. It has to be that easy. If it's not that easy and you can't get the domain name, change your band name. And then do everything yourself, put it up online yourself. And the question, there may be a question, I want to know what you say. There may be a question about, is that limiting? I know, I'm getting cut off. Is that limiting me? Like, if by doing that, am I, not going to make as much money or be as big? No, because as soon as you sell 20,000 records yourself on your own, off your site, every major label will be knocking down your door to do a major label release of the next album or a re-release of that album, etc., etc. And then you can decide for yourself and be in charge of your own destiny as far as, am I going to take it to the level, or am I just going to stay indie and make money and make a living and be happy?
Quick side note to aspiring authors, if you hit any of the bestseller lists through Amazon sales, at any point, you will get major offline media. That's the fastest way to offline media, is to show a lot of traffic online.
Yeah, we're going to take one. She's been waiting really patiently.
Okay.
One last question from here, and we're getting the hook in, and we'll stick around.
Let's do speed questions.
Okay.
We'll get all three people. Let's go. Speed questions.
My name is Carolina. I'm a journalist from Brazil, and I come from a very different reality. And I don't know if you guys notice, everything that's happening here in the street past days is very scary, because regular people are becoming famous and